Hey everybody, I'm going to review the New Testament, Volume 22R. Or was it Revisit? I don't know. New Testament 22R! I think it's reverse. Yeah, this is the final chapter in Index New Testament. The third installment will continue in 2020, which it sounds pretty exciting, but I'll get to my thoughts to that later. But yeah, I figured I'd do this big whole discussion, original style, to kind of gauge out my, all my freaking thoughts on the whole volume. Not make a little 1 minute thing, that wouldn't really do justice, but yeah. So, New Testament, Volume 22. I thought this was probably one of the best volumes that so far in the New Testament. This volume was more index than the last 8 volumes. The last 8 or 9 volumes were just really taxing, and just some of it was nonsensical, a little bit of nonsensical index speech. But this I feel like, yeah, great. This is index. This is what I freaking love the series for. Weird freaking stuff, freaking doppelgangers, doppelganger Toma, freaking dragons, magic. Freaking, yeah, it's great. Times like this, I really wish the freaking wiki was up to date. Because, okay, I'm going to try my best to freaking say what went on, okay? You feel free to freaking rant at me, feel free to freaking get angry at me. I was over here, you didn't pay attention, but I did. It's just sometimes this series reads like a freaking science biography. But it's like a freaking physics everything I'm not good at together, okay? Alright, so, Imagine Breaker. So, turns out Toma has dragon powers. Not necessarily holding within dragons within his body or his armor or anything, it seems. It seems that he can just use dragon powers, such as making his arm super strong with the stuff, and cloaking himself in some kind of dragon armor, or shooting out wyverns from his hands, that kind of thing. Now, Tux Toma. Tux Toma, I think, is a representation of Toma's, I feel like Tux Toma is the representation of Toma's backed in the mind thoughts of what he was thinking during the whole time when he helped people. Like how he helped the English people with their Civil War. Tux Toma mentions, I helped you guys all the time. Why'd you do anything for me? It's only right I ask something in return. Something like that. And then Tux Toma also has the memories of Toma's past. Which, you could probably think of, maybe it's more of a magic thing. Maybe every time Imagine Breaker stops something, magic kind of just formed in his arm, giving it sort of kind of on its own will, maybe producing this memory, or this memory of Toma, or whatever happened to his head. Maybe the magic did something. I don't know. Again, if I'm missing something, feel free to tell me, because I'm not very good at this. I love the series, but yeah. Okay, so let's talk about other stuff. Okay, I think my favorite scene in this whole freaking novel is freaking Hamazura, Accelerator, and Toma all at this freaking bar, and they're just talking. It's freaking great. I love that scene so much. Hamazura's in his underwear for some reason, because the drunk guys, whatever. But I like the whole conversation where Toma's like, this guy's all my memories, all these people I don't know, yada yada yada, and Hamazura's like, dude, we barely know you. We've met you like what, twice, 3 times. It's freaking ridiculous. Because the index takes place within the time span of freaking 12 months. Why wouldn't they know the guy? It's freaking stupid. Accelerator knows him more than Hamazura. And it's like the only 3 people that we know of. There's one other chick, I guess, which doesn't matter. There's 3 other people, like Shokoho, Index, and Misaka. Those are the 3 people he's ever really had contact with prior to losing his memories. And I don't even count Index. We shouldn't even count her, because she they just met, and in that time frame they don't really know each other that well. Like, it's freaking, this series is so great. I love it so much. But yeah, so Toma ends up getting Imagine Breaker back. Most likely if he loses it, he'll probably be able to use his powers again with a lot less interference this time from Tux Toma, whatever, the invisible thing. Well, invisible thing could be part of a Dragon Power too. I don't freaking know. I forget. It's so freaking weird. This book had a lot of stuff. This book had a lot of stuff in it. I'm sorry. So, more importantly, let's talk about the ending. The ending. Okay. I really liked the ending. The ending, I feel like, was a return to form. I felt like we were ditching all this freaking magic gods, world rejector, freaking demons, freaking angels, all of it. We're going back to form, which I think this ending did great on. Accelerator is the board chairman, and Misuga's going back to school along with Shokuho. I guess they have a better relationship now. And you got freaking Toma and Index back in their apartment. It's great. All this interesting stuff. All this interesting stuff happening. Alistair's still out there. This other threat's still out there. It's freaking, great. We could honestly get probably a time skip for the third installment. Which, hey, you know what? That'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind a time skip. Because, Academy City is still kinda destroyed a bit, I imagine, from all that stuff. So they're gonna have to rebuild everything. Alistair's the board... Accelerator's the board chairman. He's probably going to do some stuff. It'd be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool to see a time skip. Maybe 1-2 years, maybe see, everyone somewhat changed. Alistair comes back, does a thing. Who knows? That'd be cool. But honestly, I feel like the third installment won't last that long. We just need to wrap up a couple of stuff. We find out who Sex Level 5 is. Alistair comes back, does a thing, maybe. You got freaking... his other chick, who's Alistair's mentor, coming back, I think. It's freaking great. So I think the new Index New Testament as a whole ended on a pretty decent note, with the first half being pretty good, and the second half not being that great whatsoever. With a few little good volumes here and there in the second half, but overall not that great at all. But except for the finale. But I feel like Kimichi did this to really return to form and just get back to what Index originally was. So hopefully we'll be getting back to the good original, the good basic Index stuff that we all know and love, which is basically the same thing of New Testament, but less on a mystical jargon, nonsensical level. But yes, overall, I thought this volume was pretty good. Good send-off for New Testament. Pretty freaking good. Got to know what Toma's whole invisible thing was. Maybe he'll use it again. Probably use it again in the future. But yeah, can't wait for that. Can't wait to see the third installment. This is the finale. Probably the finale, I imagine. But yeah, good volume. Catch you guys later. Leave your thoughts down below.